Yeah?
I'm here to read your gas meter, love.
You're gonna have to come back some other time. Sorry. So, great work today, girls. You got that deadline done with hours to spare. Cake's on me today, yeah?
Bring on the custard slices!
Now then, we all know what a difficult time it's been.
That's one way of putting it.
And the next few months is going to be make or break for us, so... I've got Rixon's robes coming in later. Now, a reorder from them is going to make all the difference. So please, no hilarious one-liners, no messing around. Let's look like what we are, yeah? A hard-working, serious-minded business.
Of course, Mrs. Connor.
We'll make out we know what we're doing, don't worry.
Good. Right, Chelsea bun for me, then. Ailey, can I have a quick word?
Her husband murders a boyfriend and she calls it a difficult time.
I'm sorry for going AWOL yesterday. Thanks for covering for us.
That's what I'm here for.
And I just wanted to apologise again for what happened with Tony. God. Apologise. Don't really do it justice, does it?
Mrs. Connor, me and Roy, we're getting through it. And the one thing about being the two of us is, well, let's just say we've had our fair share of knocks over the years and we always bounce back.
I think you might be one of the most remarkable women I've ever met.
I could take that a few ways.
Yeah.
And as for Mr. Gordon, well, there's really no need to apologise. I mean, none of us knew what he was really like, did we?
Well, the quality's definitely there.
Tar?
Well, I am lucky to have such a great team of machinists. A business is only as good as its staff.
And we are exceptionally good.
So, shall we get down to business then? Discuss your next order.
You don't hang about.
Oh, you can't afford to in this climate. After you.
Thank you.
So, as you can see, we've cut your cost price to the bone.
You've got my attention.
Well, I'm delighted. But have we got your order? Who is it?
I think it's the police.
Sorry to barge in, Mrs. Connor. I just need a word.
All right. Well, I think we're just about finished up here anyway, aren't we?
Well, I'll be in touch.
Well, do come in.
Actually, could we just pop to the station? All the files are there. It'd just be easier, that's all. We can go in my car.
All right. Well, I'm sure if there's anything else you need, Hayley can help you.
Sure.
Okay.
Shall we? How long had you been planning this trip to Los Angeles?
Well, I hadn't. I mean, me and Tony had this almighty row. My marriage was finished. It had been ever since he found out about me and Liam. I couldn't take it anymore, so I just left.
And you had no idea that your husband had anything to do with Liam's murder?
Of course not. I was in love with Liam. I thought Tony'd had anything to do with his death. I'm sorry, this is...
I understand that this must be difficult. And you had no contact with your husband during your time in LA?
Oh, how many times now?
Okay. If you'd just excuse me a sec.
I wondered whether you finished your shift and gone home.
Can you verify again that you had no contact with your husband before your recent return to Weatherfield?
No. Look, I guess there might have been 1 or 2 phone calls, maybe. We still owned a business together.
So we're going from no contact to some contact.
Look, I don't know. Whatever Tony's saying...
Do you remember about a week ago I asked if you knew a friend of your husband's? Jimmy Dockerson. I'll take that as a yes. Only we've just taken him into custody. And he certainly knows an awful lot about you. Is there any part of your earlier statement you'd like to change?
This is starting to sound like an interrogation now. Should I phone my solicitor?
Do you think you need one? Did you know Jimmy was the man your husband paid to kill Liam?
It's not that simple.
Try me. If you don't tell us, be very sure Tony or Jimmy will. Mrs. Connor, did you know Jimmy was the man?
All right! Tony told me. That night we fought.
And you just left? Got on a flight to LA? Your husband confesses to murdering the man you say you love?
I did love him! More than anything. Liam was the love of my life. Now what have I got?
I'll get you some water. So, the night you left, Tony confessed to having Liam killed?
I didn't know he was telling the truth, did I? How could I? I mean, you lot had investigated him over and over and found nothing. Plus, we were in the middle of the most horrible fight. For all I knew, he was just making it up, just to hurt me because I was leaving him.
You should have told us.
And you would have listened, would you? Just like you listened to Maria.
So you admit to concealing a crime?
How could I be sure any crime had been committed? I was terrified. Either my husband was a killer or he was crazy enough to claim to be. And you lot weren't going to do anything about it. I had to get out there.
Do you think there's anything else you ought to tell us, Mrs. Connor? And think carefully.
No. I was a coward. I ran away. Can I go now?
For the moment. You do realise you'll have to repeat all this in court?
Thank you. What, no snidey comments from the peanut gallery?
No, of course not. I only thought Tony was an arrogant bully. No one could have imagined what it was really like.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry. It's all just a horrible mess, innit?
Oh, is everything all right, Mrs. Connor?
Oh, Mrs. Connor, is everything okay?
Yes, yes, it's fine. Thanks all very much for your concern. Look, good work today. Rickson were really impressed, so why don't you all take an early dart when he'll have finished anyway?
Grab your bags, girls. Flossie changes her mind.
Are you sure everything's okay?
Yeah, of course. Not really the way I wanted the meeting with Rickson to end up, though. Copper hauling me out of here.
He was fine. He was quite sympathetic, actually. He wondered if you were free for lunch during the week.
Doesn't take him long, does it? Hear about your husband being banged up for murder and they're queuing up.
I'm sure it's just about the reorder.
Yeah. Sorry, hell of a day. I'll call him. Would you mind closing the door on the way out? I've just got a few things to catch up on.
Of course. And, Mrs. Connor, we're all behind you.
Hello?
It's Michelle.
Hiya, come up.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm surviving.
Only, I heard you had to go down to the police station earlier.
Yeah, I did. Hey, do you want a glass of red?
Love one, yeah?
It was just routine, though, you know.
About what?
Well, dates and times of when I went off to LA. Statement of marriage to Tony. Me and Liam.
Haven't they been through all this with you?
God, yes.
Can't be easy.
No, it's not. So how about we talk about something else, eh? How's that gorgeous son of yours? Is he still in that band?